art of battle. King of Iron Fist tournament.
Mugen TV versus Corner.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Hey guys, this is MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another video, and we're definitely going to be talking about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is related to Byleth. When Byleth was revealed, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this character because no one expected Byleth to be a reveal character as the final 5th fighter of her Season Pass 1 or Fighter Pass 1. And everybody expected, because we got Joker, we got Banjo-Kazooie, we got Terry Bogard, you know, and we also have gotten Hero as well. Everybody was expecting that there's going to be a trend of just all third-party characters. No one was expecting the first-party character. But if we did get a first-party character, no one expected Byleth, a Fire Emblem character. So the controversy that surrounded this is because, once again, a lot of people getting tired of the fact that Nintendo or Sakurai implemented too many Fire Emblem characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And on top of that, everybody's complaining at the fact that there's too many Sora characters on top of that. Now, the thing is, I've made comments on Papagino's video and a couple other Smash channels or people who digest Smash content. I remember leaving comments saying that this was not a Sakurai decision. This was definitely a Nintendo executive decision. And I remember a lot of people gave me hell for that, saying, no, you must don't know Sakurai. This is fully well Sakurai's decision and everything like that. You need to check your ego and etc. etc. And I was like, oh my god. Now, there's a recent report in an interview from Sakurai himself who admittedly said that the Fire Emblem characters, especially Byleth, was not his decision. That was a Nintendo decision, not his decision. And I've been saying this for a very, very long time. A lot of you guys think that Sakurai has a lot of control when it comes to this. At the end of the day, he is still a freelancer, and his overlords is still Nintendo at the end of the day. Yes, they give Sakurai complete leeway of how you want to design the game, but when it comes to the final decision of everything, Nintendo still has the final say. So we're going to dive into this article on, of course, Event Hubs. Now, this is what we're going to get into right here. Now, it says that new fighters aren't decided by my own taste, but are brought in by Nintendo. Masahiro Sakurai on designing Byleth in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Sakurai acknowledges that there are a lot of Fire Emblem characters and swordsman reps in the game already. And I want to talk about that is because all the hints was in the direct itself. Sakurai was letting us know through the hints that he was leaving that this was not his decision. And I don't know how everybody overlooked this. Everyone argued me down about this. I knew this wasn't a Sakurai decision, but we're going to dive right into it. Byleth's reveal in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was originally met with some controversy from the community. It's often stated that there are too many Fire Emblem reps and swordsmen that are too similar. In a recent Famitsu column, Masahiro Sakurai talked about how Byleth came to be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Notable, he acknowledged the sentiment that there are a lot of Fire Emblem characters and sword reps currently in the game. New fighters aren't decided by my own taste, but are brought in by Nintendo, said Sakurai. The theme of this time was something fresh for Super Smash Bros. We tend to always bring in fighters with a lot of history. Dragon Quest Hero, Banjo-Kazooie, Fatal Fury's Terry, all these characters first appeared around 20 to 30 years ago. There's a lot to incorporate from. Now, in this regard, Persona 5, Joker, and Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Byleth are actually different in regards to the rest of the fighters pass. Persona 5 was originally released in September 15, 2016, while the 3 Houses exclusively came to Nintendo Switch on July 26, 2019. Man, time go by fast. It did come out that while ago. These two characters don't have decades of history to draw from like the other aforementioned challengers. This time we thought it was important to have characters from a game people are already playing right now and have them almost immediately get to play them in Super Smash Bros. Continued Sakurai. And so the timing for 3 Houses fit well. Of course, Sakurai appears to be well aware of the reactions from the Smash community. Undeniably, Fire Emblem combatants represents a percentage of the roster, and that is disproportionate to the series' success when compared to other franchises. I understand what you're saying, declared Sakurai. First of all, there are too many Fire Emblem characters and there are too many swordsmen, but since it was already decided, I had to follow this path. I can't spend time thinking on on it, but most focused on other things instead. Sakurai apparently made great strides in order to make Byleth seem like a unique addition rather than just making them into another sword user. Sakurai considered using the other relics characters as well into Byleth's moveset. After understanding everything, I decided on how the fighter should work, said Sakurai. Smash Brothers has a problem of having too many swordsmen, so with that in mind, I analyzed what's unique to this particular fighter, and with the intent of carrying through the spirit of the source material. I had no idea of using the heroic weapons of the three heads of the houses from the game, and using these as a directional move for the character. Sakurai didn't just stop to ensuring that Byleth had more than just sword attacks though. He also wanted to make sure that Byleth's bow attack were different enough from Link's and Pit's bow. Also, even if the bow isn't exactly new for Super Smash Bros., we made it so that it differs quite a bit from Link's or Pit's, continued Sakurai. And at the end of all this, we have is the current Byleth. To find out just how different the character is from others, I advise trying them out in the game, especially if things go to okay. All right, so this is what I wanted to say, and I'm gonna this is definitely what I wanted to talk about. This is definitely what I wanted to say when it comes to Sakurai and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, the thing is, yes, I'm gonna say it again. Sakurai, he is in charge of Super Smash Brothers. I mean, like I said, he's the overseer, but he still has to answer to somebody above him, which is the Nintendo executives. Now, like I said before, he left hints in the video itself that this was not his decision, and I don't know why everybody overlooked it. That's why when I seen this, when I heard what he said or whatever, I didn't get upset by it at Sakurai or whatever. Like, oh well, we got a Fire Emblem character, whatever. So, first of all, if you look at the trailer or the direct, he said pretty much, I'm just summarizing or just paraphrasing it like that. He pretty much said that the character I'm going to reveal is not going to be it's not going to be surprising, and this may be a character that you guys may not want or may not expect. But once I reveal this character, you'll automatically know who it is. Okay, so he pretty much was apologizing to us. He was apologizing to us, saying that I know you guys are going to be upset, but check out this reveal. So in a way, he already knows what the backlash is. He already knows the concerns of too many Fire Emblem characters. That right there in itself was letting us know, and he already know how people feel. He knows how people feels about that. With having too many sword characters, he knows about that. Now, also the other hint in the trailer was when I never played Fire Emblem Three Houses, but the goddess chick, little girl with the green hair, I don't know her name. She also made fun and poked fun at it, said, too many swords, huh? So he also implemented that in there too, letting the fans know that he knows that this is an issue, that this is a problem. So you would say, like, okay, if you know this is an issue and this is a problem, then why you continue to put Fire Emblem characters in there? That's because that was not his decision. And everybody argued me down about this. Unless it is Sakurai. Sakurai controls everything. They let Sakurai do whatever he wants. No. At the end of the day, it's Nintendo's decision. And we have to think about it and go back to the history of Fire Emblem and Super Smash Bros. Now, Sakurai did say that the very first Fire Emblem game was one of his favorite Nintendo games of all times. And Marth was supposed to be in Super Smash Bros. 64, but he didn't make it in. So he made it his top priority to only make Marth a representative of Fire Emblem and Super Smash Bros. Melee. But Nintendo wanted Fire Emblem to make a big impact here in the United States. So in order for that to happen, in order for Sakurai to get Marth in there, they also inquired that he put Roy in there. Now, if you guys don't know, Roy was playable in Super Smash Bros. Melee before his actual game was released on the Game Boy Advance here in the United States. So Sakurai said in an interview in another Famitsu magazine that he said that he had no inspiration or had no type of source pull from in order to design Roy, because his game was in early development. So he said the problem is when designing Fire Emblem characters before their game is actually being developed, it's hard to pretty much get that feel of how the character's personality is going to be, how his attacks are going to be, and everything like that. So he said he pretty much made Roy a carbon copy as far as the moveset to Marth, because, and he said, and what really bothered him was once the Fire Emblem game came out, Roy's personality didn't match Roy's personality from the game itself, because that's how early in development it was. So at this point, Marth and Roy are pretty much the same characters and stuff like that. And then since Marth and Roy had pretty much gained a fan base and a following off of Super Smash Bros. Melee, he didn't bother to even change them up that much of like that. He pretty much kept him intact. So not only that, Smash Bros. Melee development had a strict development cycle and time constraint, so he couldn't really spend that time to try to separate and try to make him much different than Marth. But on top of the fact is that Roy had pretty much didn't have any character yet, because he was still in early development of his Fire Emblem game. He had to go with what he was able to just go with what he had in front of him. So then we're going to fast forward to Smash Brothers Wii U. We got Corrin. Now the thing is, Smash Brothers, the Fire Emblem games had pretty much gained a big following here in the United States. I can't remember which Fire Emblem game. The Fire Emblem game that has Chrom and Lucina in it, that game had really blown up here in the United States. Now Nintendo sees Fire Emblem as a profitable franchise for Nintendo. Like, it was already popular in Japan, but now they got the American market, and it's explosive in America. Now they see Fire Emblem as a chance to really cash in on whatever promotion or as promotional characters to promote whatever Fire Emblem titles that they're going to have coming in the near future. So Corrin was another character. Now Corrin was the game that Corrin featured in didn't even hit the States yet. It didn't even hit the States yet. For Fire Emblem for the Nintendo 3DS. So that was another thing that wasn't Sakurai's decision. Nintendo approached Sakurai for even Corrin or whatever like that. Because like I said, if it was Sakurai's choice, he probably wouldn't put these many Fire Emblem characters in it. Because like I said, he even admitted that Marth was the only Fire Emblem character that he really wanted in the game, because he was a big fan of the very first Fire Emblem game. So all the other characters were pretty much Nintendo executive decisions. And now that Fire Emblem has become a profitable franchise, this is something that Nintendo's going to continue to push. Now, like I said in this interview, when it comes to Byleth, and he says, and I'll post a link in the description, because he does go farther into the whole Byleth thing. Now, people were saying, like, how come he couldn't put one of the three heads of the Fire Emblem Three Houses characters in the game as playable characters? He also mentioned that as well. He says in the article that the reason why he didn't pick any of the three heads was because Nintendo came to him early in development, so he had no, like, just like how Roy was, he didn't want to sit there and make any of those characters and make them playable just by the time the game comes out and Three Houses was going to release, he was afraid that the character that he designed of one of the three heads wasn't going to line up and match the personality or anything about the character, you know, in the actual game itself, similar to how he screwed up with Roy, because Roy doesn't reflect how Roy is in the actual Fire Emblem games, and he didn't want any of the three heads not reflect their true character and what they are in Fire Emblem Three Houses. So that's why he ended up just keeping them as background characters, and Byleth is pretty much just a shell. They're pretty much your avatar or whatever like that. So you can pretty much take those elements and those relics and stuff and implement it into those characters. And since he know that Fire Emblem is pretty much being overrepresented and oversaturated inside Super Smash Brothers, and he knows there's too many swordsman characters, he wanted to pretty much try his best. He wanted to try his best to make that character feel much more different than the rest of the Fire Emblem characters. That's why I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest. Marth, more original. I can't say that Roy Roy's original, because he's still like a carbon copy. Lucina, nothing original about Lucina, which I wanted to play Lucina so bad because I thought Lucina was a cool character design wise, but then when she was revealed in Smash Bros. Wii U, she was nothing but Marth. I was kind of disappointed in that. I thought she was going to have a different, some of a different moveset. Yes, she plays differently than Marth. Yes, but I'm talking about aesthetically, moveset wise, I wanted her to be much different. And then we got Chrom. Everybody wanted Chrom, but then I was disappointed because they didn't, instead of making him an even more of an original character, he was just another Echo. He was just an Echo character, just of Roy, which was also disappointment. So not only did we got Marth, Roy, Lucina, and Chrom, 4 characters that's pretty much similar to each other, but you have to play them a bit differently. But moveset wise, they're the same character, just with different skins. So I mean, I think Fire Emblem wouldn't be much of an issue if those 4 characters were completely different from each other. I wouldn't even have a problem either. So the most original characters is Marth, Robin, and Ike, because he's still his own character and he has his own moveset. And then you have Corrin, and then you have Byleth, So those 5 characters are just original to itself, while the other characters, which is Roy, Chrom, and Lucina, are pretty much the same. So I think that's I have the big gripe with Fire Emblem characters. But other than that, I welcome Fire Emblem characters as long as they're different from one another and stuff. And so he did, like I said, he left hints about that. And like I said before I close out on this, compared to all the characters he revealed, he never had to apologize. And he apologized with Byleth in the reveal that he said, I know that this may not be what you want, but here it is. He never said that with Joker. He never said that with Banjo-Kazooie. And he never said that with Hero. And he damn sure never apologized by Terry, despite that Terry, people were really upset at first about Terry. But he said it's not about, popularity. It's about whether or not the character is fun. He stuck to his guns. But with Byleth himself in the reveal, he pretty much apologized before the reveal, which means this was not his decision. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just want to hear your thoughts and what you think about this whole thing with Byleth, the controversy, having another Fire Emblem characters. There was also a rumor that Byleth was actually supposed to be a character for Fighter Pass 2, and Ryu Hayabusa was supposed to be the final character for Fighter Pass 1. How true that is, we'll have to wait and see later if Ryu Hayabusa ends up being a playable character in Fighter Pass 2. But I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this whole Byleth fiasco. Make sure you like, you rate it, share it, pass it around, and subscribe, because it helped me in the algorithm. If you want to hear more news and information related to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, definitely hit the bell to be notified. This is MugenLord signing off. See you Game Fiends later. Peace out. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below, and don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.